Dear viewers, you are most welcome to the history of Quran. In the first episode, we have covered the concept of revelation and Quran, and we have dealt with the aspects of revelation. Today, we're gonna talk about the fourth main objectives of Quran. Let's say every individual book has basic aims and points. For example, we can realize that the main aims of any diet book are to tell human beings how to lose their weight and to give people instructions to live healthy life. In fact, Quran has great wisdoms, fair and noble aims, elegant and numerous purposes. These purposes are not collectively mentioned in one specific chapter of Quran, but they are vividly discussed in many chapters and verses of it. Even though the objectives of Quran are not collectively listed, but they are explicit to those who contemplate and ponder over the meaning of Quran. Quran was revealed in 3 stages, from the preserved tablet to the house of majesty in the west heaven to the earth upon the heart of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. The reciter of Quran realizes the main objectives and purposes of Quran, from misguidance to guidance, from darkness to light, from badness to goodness. So Quran is a turning point for the whole humanity. Allah taught us in the Quran how to obtain the endless pleasure and happiness in both worldly life and hereafter. Among the countless objectives and aims of the Quran are the following. Number 1, correcting people's creed from any trace of polytheism. Tawheed is Islamic monotheism. It means to believe in Allah, His angels, His revealed books, His messengers, the day of resurrection, and divine preordainment or divine predestination. And to act upon the 5 pillars of Islam: the testimony of faith, performing the congregational prayers, offering zakah, obligatory charity, observing the fasting in the month of Ramadan, performing the pilgrimage to Mecca. The oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has 3 aspects: lordship, worship, names and attributes. The oneness of lordship, to believe that Allah is the only one Lord for the whole universe. He is the creator, sustainer, giver of security, and so on. The oneness of worship, none has the right to be worshipped except Allah alone. So, you have to devote your acts of worship to Allah alone, praying, supplicating, asking for help, or sacrificing. The third aspect of oneness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the oneness of names and attributes. Allah has beautiful names and perfect attributes, as He subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in Holy Qurn, and as the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentioned in a prophetic authentic hadith. The second main objective of Quran is correcting people's acts of worship and freeing them from innovation and wrong practices. The concept of worship is misunderstood by many people, including Muslims. They had taken it as acts of worship in sense of ritualistic acts. But worship is more extensive, more extensive item. So worship means inclusive item for all what Allah loves of the external and internal sayings and actions. So it is an important point to clarify. You have to think that worship encompasses all aspects of life. As the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentioned, and smiling at your brother is a charity. So worship is not only praying and performing ritual of Umrah and so on. The third main objective of Quran is correcting people's morals and purifying their souls. So Islam focused on the morals and ethics. Allah praised His Prophet Muhammad by the testimony of being the greatest model of morals. Allah said, "And verily you are on the exalted standard of character." And the Prophet Muhammad himself explained the nature of his mission. He, peace be upon him, said, "I was sent to perfect honorable morals. إنما بعثت لأتمم مكارم الأخلاق." I was sent to perfect honorable morals. The fourth and the last main objective of Quran is correcting people's ways of life through the greatest legislation known to mankind. Islam is not man-made religion. Islam is a divine religion. Islam encompasses all aspects of life, which has a relationship with the individual and society, the both of them. So Allah stated in Holy Qurn, "Say, O Muhammad, my prayer, my sacrifice, my living, and my dying are for Allah, the Lord of mankind, jinn, and all that exists." We conclude the session by asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept this work and to facilitate for us many difficulties concerning the continuation of the history of Quran series, and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us from the people of Al-Quran and to make us from the dwellers of paradise. Ameen, ameen, ameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.